Welcome to the Wired for Success podcast, your show for ambitious, mission-driven entrepreneurs who understand that there's more to entrepreneurship than finding the latest flash-in-the-pan strategies, who understand that in order to build your empire, you need a solid foundation. I wholeheartedly believe that entrepreneurship is the biggest self-development journey you can be on, and it's my mission to help you make that journey easier. In this show, I bring together the very best from science, self-development, and entrepreneurship to set you up for sustainable success. Hi, I'm Claudia Garbutt, the scientist and mindset coach behind this show, and you're listening to the Wired for Success podcast. Welcome back to part 2 of my interview with serial entrepreneur Tom Matzen, who has started some 87 businesses of his own, 7 to 7 figures and beyond. He has made and lost millions several times over, and more importantly, his personal coaching clients have generated more than 100 million in sales in dozens of industries. He now leads an emerging global enterprise with a mission to transform the world by empowering entrepreneurs to embrace the new norm in business of doing good and making money at the same time. During part 1 of our interview, we talked about the lessons he has learned from building all those businesses, guaranteeing results for your clients, and the biggest force multiplier in business. In part 2 of the interview, you will learn why a high-ticket program should be the first program you put together, what the fastest way is to 10x your business, and what sharks, dolphins, and carp have to do with that. But let's start by hearing what Tom has to say about why it's so critical to start outsourcing as quickly as possible. So Tom, let's talk about outsourcing everything that you shouldn't be doing as the CEO of your business.
If you have excess capital, you can outsource to best and brightest. Like in the podcast world, there's a group that I know who manage everything behind the scenes, and they're amazing at it. And they are, I think it's $800 a month, which isn't a lot, and it is a lot depending where you are in your business, right? Exactly. But they do everything on the back end, and they do it super, super well. They're one of the best in the world at it. Literally one of the best in the world at it. So if and I'm not saying you should use them, I'm just simply saying as an example, if you outsource to best and brightest, they're better at it than you. Absolutely. By definition. Yeah. Right? But sometimes that costs money. We hired a new virtual assistant through an organization we got recommended because the last 3 were disappointing. Mm-hmm. We're paying $3,200 a month for this virtual assistant now. We know she's getting 40% of that money. The company in between is getting 60%. Ooh. And David and I were talking, like, we're frustrated that she's not getting more, but she's the best virtual assistant either one of us have ever had. She's amazing. Shout out to Louise if you're listening to this. You're awesome. And she knows she's awesome. And we're so grateful for the company that trained her, recruited her, found her, where we literally took our own advice and went, we've outsourced to best and brightest. Don't be disappointed. That's their model. That's why she's so awesome. Mm-hmm. So if we were to suddenly talk her out of that contract and do it separately, which I'm sure violates our agreement with them, but if we were to find a way to sneak it out, right, we're hurting her too. Yeah. And all the Louises to follow. So, part of it is you got to create a business model that can afford to outsource to best and brightest. And that's why I'm such a fan of high ticket programs, guaranteeing results, because that's the easiest way to make large amounts of dollars. It should be your first thing you sell, not your last thing. People that teach the model of ascension are selling you fool's gold. Don't start low and build your way up. I've met over 10,000 entrepreneurs selling their wisdom and knowledge. 3 make money that way, Claudia. 3. 9,997 struggle to break even or lose money that way. And I've met hundreds of entrepreneurs that start with high ticket that are making money. Hundreds and hundreds. In fact, we have dozens of graduates of ours that are doing that, let alone other people that we meet all the time who start with high ticket first. But to do that, you got to sell outcomes, not the stuff. Yeah. Not the stuff. So to
I
take
agree.
your productivity, right? If you were to take our scholarship, and by the way, you're welcome to do it. I have I think 94% of my podcasts, the host end up coming in for our scholarship. So when we talk about the
Right.
link, that includes you, Claudia, absolutely. But if you were to come in, we would take your productivity training and
Mhm.
we would link it to results. We would teach you to link it to results so that you could literally measure that outcome. So you talked about an hour a day,
Yeah.
right? That's an hour to two a day, you said. Well,
Yeah.
that's 5 to 10 hours a week. Well, if you
Mhm.
work with them for a year, could you get that to 10 hours a week? Like for sure,
Probably.
for sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 10, I don't know why I've turned you off. You're not supposed to be making noise. Why are you making noise? Oh, I accidentally turned off Do Not Disturb. Sorry. There we go. So 10 hours a week is a game changer for an entrepreneur.
It
Turns
is.
out that's the magic number. We test this, and that's the magic number. If you guaranteed 10 hours a week of increased productivity, it's a $25,000 program. And
Nice.
in our model, that's 6,250 up front and all the rest linked to results. So in your case, it might be when they get 2.5 hours a week freed up, they pay this. And when they get 10 hours, they pay this. Or really, it's not the time they want to free up. It's now that they've freed it up, they can go and be more productive and grow their business. So even better, if you guaranteed time, but measured it by sales,
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
becomes super easy to sell it.
That's
Because
nice.
now with those extra 10 hours, what would you do, Claudia? Well, I would do this, this, and this. Well, what would that impact be in your business? How many more clients could you serve in a year? How much more impact could you have? How much more revenue would you have? Oh, well, I would double my sales. Okay, excellent. Well, I'm going to guarantee this. Really? Yeah, I'm so confident I can get you there that if you meet my criteria and if I accept you, I'm going to guarantee that.
That's
Oh my God, it's a game changer for people. In fact, about 2 years ago, we changed the name of our program to the Game Changer Program because it's such a game changer, not just for the client, because now they get guaranteed results, but for you, the authority, because now you've got something you can actually make money on.
yeah, I
Right?
love that approach. Absolutely.
Oh, it's so much more powerful for people, and it's simple to do. There's literally 5 steps to it. It's simple to do, and if we have time, we can go right through the 5 steps on the call. But what I found is you can't save the world if you can't pay your bills. Like you just can't.
True.
And back to outsourcing. Everyone wants to outsource to best and brightest. Nobody wants to outsource to someone terrible, right? Who wants to outsource to someone terrible? No one. Not even control freaks want to outsource to someone terrible, right, Claudia? In
No.
fact, the opposite. We want like perfection if we're a
Yeah,
control freak. I'm a recovering control
absolutely.
freak, so I can say that, right? Well, guess what? When you can afford to outsource to best and brightest, many times they're better than you, even at the stuff you're awesome at.
That's
Even at the stuff you're awesome at. I've got a meeting, I guess it'll be in a week now, with one of the top referral program managers in the world. And he's amazing. He's awesome. So am I. I actually teach referrals. I teach strategic alliances and joint ventures. I do live events. I do cyber events. I've been doing strategic alliances for over 23 years. We've done millions and millions in sales. And literally, I could teach the material better than this guy we're meeting with. But I'm trying to hire him to run our referral program because he's awesome at it, and I ought not to be doing it.
yeah. So
I
you're
ought not
pretty
to be doing it. I'm so good at it that I take the lead on every referral discussion we have. After we hang up here, I've got an interview with a potential referral partner. I do it all week long. It's at least a third of my activity because it's so leveraged. It's a 10x activity. It's not a 1x or a 2x. It's a 10x activity. In fact, our live events, our live strategic alliance summits, which are now on the cloud, of course, virtual, we call it the fastest way to 10x your business because it
Mhm.
is. And it's time for me to stop doing that if we're going to continue to grow and scale and have the impact that we want. And I need to get out of the way. And so this guy is the best. We've been courting him for months, right? It's not even a guarantee he'll take our money, which is a lot, and a piece of everything going forward. Like it's a big commitment, but we're going full on to get him on board because we know we can have more impact, we can serve way more people, and because he's awesome, we'll make way more money, and so will he.
That's so
Does that make
good.
sense?
It totally does. And I've used the power of networking just recently to launch my own podcast, and it's so amazing. I mean, even if you don't have an audience to begin with, I was still able to launch it straight to the top 10 in Germany within just a matter of days. It was top 100 and top 200 in, I think, 5 other countries. So from New Zealand over Australia to Norway. No idea how we ended up there, but yeah, it's just the power of your connections and your network that makes things so much easier. Now, I know, as you said, you're great at generating sales through referrals and without paid traffic. So can you talk a little bit more about how that works for you? So what's your best strategy for generating those like 7-figures in sales without spending a dime on your paid traffic or advertising?
Great question. And the answer to that is an entire program that takes about 35 hours to give you. So I don't think we can quite fit it in this session that we have. But what I will tell you is sort of how you approach that if you're new to that world. First off, absolutely find people to mentor in this space. And there's 2 types of people in this space. Well, in all of business, but in this space in particular. This philosophy comes from a book called A Strategy of the Dolphin that came out in '93. And it says there are sharks, dolphins, and carp in the world. Sharks are the kill or be killed. It's all about them. We all know who that is, right? We've met people like that. The dolphins are the team players. It's about the pod. It's about the group. And the carp are the bottom fish that get eaten by the shark every time you call them up. And you say, hey, girlfriend, how you doing? Oh, really? No. Oh, you got eaten by another shark? Didn't you get eaten by one last week? Oh, my gosh. Oh, you'll be okay. Yeah, you'll be okay. It happens like over and over. You know what I'm talking about, right? Every time you talk to them, the carp is getting eaten again. Well, in the world of joint ventures and strategic alliances, you want to play with dolphins. You want to play with dolphins.
That sounds great.
It is so important because the dolphins are the team players. The sharks will come in and pull whatever they can out of your network or your group or your time and move on and suck it dry and move on. So be it. That's their job. I used to be very bitter about that. I'm not anymore. That's their job. They're a shark being a shark. Doesn't mean we have to play with them. Now, we will occasionally promote sharks because their content is so awesome that it's worth promoting. But I don't pretend that I'm going to have a long-term win-win relationship with them. They're sharks. It's all about them. And so I don't pretend. I don't go into business with sharks anymore. I've learned that lesson. It's cost me a lot of money. Lot of money. So I don't do that. I don't go into business with sharks anymore, but I will promote sharks if they have great content, especially if they are what I call enlightened sharks. This is a category I've invented of this model. It's a 4th sort of subcategory of a shark. And an enlightened shark, it's still all about them. But behind the scenes, when you get to know them and their feet are up or in the green room or in their masterminds, and I've had the pleasure of sharing the stage with some of the biggest names in our space and got to know them behind the scenes, it's still all about them. But they know to get what they want, they have to help you get what you want. So, you know, whether it's Tony Robbins and he wants your adoration or your support or your money, he knows he has to get you results or he won't get that.
Yeah.
But it's not about you getting results. When you get to know him behind the scenes, it's all about Tony. Sorry, Tony. Love you, brother. It's all about Tony. But he is super enlightened. He knows to get what he wants, he has to help you get what you want. Those are great people to promote because their content is amazing. Their training is amazing. If you have your people go to their events, they love you for it, for the most part, right? But fundamentally, you know, don't fool yourself. It's all about them. So if you're going to do joint ventures and strategic alliances well, the secret is this, and this is with 20 some years of making and losing millions in this space. Find the dolphins that believe in the things you believe in and play with them.
That's so important.
Focus on what you can bring to the table, not what you can take from the table.
Mhm.
because that's what dolphins care about. Dolphins care about what you can bring to the table. What can you bring to the table? What can you add value? And you may not have a big tribe. You may not have a big proven product record. That's just 2 of 12 things you can bring to the table. There's all kinds of other things you can bring to the table, including your connections, your wisdom, your perspective, physical resources you might have access to, people you know that you can introduce people to, all kinds of other things you can do. And that's where it gets in. It takes a long time to teach someone, but the mindset, the approach, the philosophy of give first and play with dolphins, everyone can do that. And if you do that, you will crush it when it comes to generating leads through that environment.
That's exactly what I plan on doing. That sounds
Awesome.
great.
Awesome.
So thank you so much, Tom. That was amazing. Now, before we go, would you like to tell our listeners where they can find you online if they want to connect with you or learn more about your scholarship opportunities?
Absolutely. We'll get you the link for the show notes so that you've got it, and that way we can track people that came from you, so we can make sure and thank you and make sure that we do that properly. So the link will be in the show notes, or you can go to LinkedIn and just Google my last name. I've got like 21,000 first level connections. You can find me there, and links to other programs and partnerships and things that we have. But the scholarship link is all about teaching someone how to create, blueprint, validate, and sell their first high-ticket program, or their next high-ticket program that guarantees results for their clients. It's something that we sell for $10,000. It's 4 months of coaching and support. In fact, in that program, we do 12 coaching calls a month. You don't go to all of them. You just go to the ones where you're at, right? So you get the most help. All the training is in the cloud. There's accountability partners and templates and all kind of private Slack group. It is something we used to sell for $15,000 as a program. It was our most popular program. And then we decided this is too important to not just get more people in it. So we're on a mission in 2020 to give away $10 million worth of scholarships. As we record this, we're north of 5 million on that journey. Not everyone will qualify. I'll tell you right now, when you fill it out, the application, right, I think the last time I checked the numbers, 81% of the people that applied were accepted. So most will get in, but if you don't have any authority or don't plan to put any time into it, we'll send you to some other training or some other material, because we don't want you to waste your time or our team's money and resources if you're not going to have a chance at making this work. But if you do, and you want to really transform, then we're going to pay for the whole thing. So pretty cool,
yeah, that's fantastic. And I can attest to the quality, because I actually went through your game changer program, and it's fantastic.
I didn't know that. So you've seen it. Fantastic.
I've seen it, and I love that. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you onto my podcast.
That's great. I didn't know that. That's super exciting. So yeah, absolutely. So, I challenge everyone listening, if you want to build a business around your authority, wisdom, and knowledge, go check it out and see if it's a good fit. And we'll let you know. Don't, if it's not a good fit, we'll send you some other amazing resources, all free, to help you out. And if it is a good fit, then we'll get you the whole program.
Yes, take Tom's offer. It's amazing. And I thank you so much for taking the time to share your wisdom and your experiences with all of us today. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
You're welcome, Claudia. So nice. Thanks for inviting me.
So wishing you all the best, and talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Wired for Success podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please take a sec to rate and review my show. It would mean the world to me, because you'd help me reach more entrepreneurs like yourself who would love this show. If you'd like to learn more about creating a widely successful business without sacrificing your health, relationships, or sanity, make sure to stick around and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And why don't you help me spread the word and share this show with your friends? I'd really appreciate it, and I'm sure your friends will too. Want to continue this conversation, build real relationships, and join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs? Come join my free Facebook community for visionary entrepreneurs. I would love to see you there. In the meantime, if you haven't done so already, grab my free brain priming audio file for entrepreneurs and start priming your brain for success in less than 5 minutes each morning. Curious? You can learn more about how this works and download the audio file at www.wiredforsuccess.solutions. Until next time, bye!